Nandito nga po pala ako sa Doha Qatar today. Ayan. Happy teddy bear! Oh, welcome to Doha Qatar. Ayan. Mamaya na ako masyado. Yung ano pala, yung pupuntahan. Kasi may tour po ako ngayong araw na ito. And then, I need to do information. Oops, where's that one? Okay guys, hinahanap ko nga po saan yung information na yun. So, ano muna tayo. Ito nga pala yung Qatar Airport. Ganda niya. I'm here again to pick the bear. Said behind the table there in customer service. Check it. Sa unahan lang siya namin. Yan, from airport. Ayan, ato na. Punta kami sa bus na magtutur sa akin. Hindi ko pala. Mga backpackers po dito kasi. I hope you enjoy this tour. Sakay na tayo sa bus. Medyo mabigat nga yung bagahe ko. Brother, I can put here also. This one.
No chocolates inside?
Tea. But it's okay.
Why means here no air condition, fully melted. That only is. Yeah,
Okay. Oh my God, ang haba kasi ng dress ko.
Can I help you?
It's okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. God. Oh, so heavy.
I'm so happy that you decided to come out of the airport and learn a little bit about Qatar. I have a few things to tell you. First, we have a toilet on the bus. It's in the middle of the bus here, but it's just for emergency use. We will have a toilet stop later on. Okay. I know a couple of you left your bags underneath the bus. Okay. I just want to check with you to make sure that you don't have anything that could be damaged by the heat, like electronics or, God forbid, chocolate. So if you do, there's plenty of room on the bus. You could bring your bag onto the bus. Right? So think about that. Some of you have one of these. You have a voucher like this. Not everybody does. But I would like to collect them from the people who do have them, okay? So I'll come get them now.
Guys, eto, start na ng tour ko.
population-wise as well. If you were to drive from Doha, go through customs, you'd be in Saudi Arabia in about an hour and a half. So very close by. Politically, Qatar was a British fisherman, a pearl diver, a pearl merchant. When those pearls came on the market, highway, and just stop alongside the stadium. Have to try to stay on schedule. So let me tell you what we're going to see aside from 974 Stadium. We're going to see the wooden boat harbor, Qatar Cultural Village, and Souk Waqif, which is a traditional marketplace, and then we'll go back to the airport. But I just told you the wrong order. We're going to see the Daubour Harbor, then Souk Waqif, and then Qatar Cultural Village. Another thing that I want to point out while we're here is, see these lights to the national anthem. So another area, a crystalline structure that you can find in the desert. And it's made of lots of discs. The building itself uses 539 discs, which is crazy. But I think that this mostly looks like UFOs that have crash landed into each other. It's quite an extensive building. Inside, there's a lot of information. There are hardly any 90-degree angles in this building. It's amazing. Now you're going to be able to see a flagpole sticking up from the building. On the other side of that flagpole, you'll be able to see a piece of architecture, a building that looks very different. That's the original palace of the son of the founder of Qatar. And the flag is unique among flags of the world in that it is more than twice as wide as it is tall. It's the only flag in the world like that. Now, I hope you don't get whiplash on this tour, but I want you to look at that low gray building. That is the cruise ship port. Now, during the FIFA World Cup, there was a bit of a shortage of housing, of accommodations. And so what they did to address that was they brought in 3 gigantic cruise ships, and they used them as floating of the countries in the world that Qatar has relations with, as well as the flag of the United Nations. A building that was designed by a Pritzker Prize-winning architect named I.M. Pei, Chinese-American architect, who's probably most well known for the pyramid at the Louvre in Paris. To the museum, and on the far side there's a spectacular view of the downtown because it's for tourists. You can rent one of these boats. They'll take you out to the islands, they'll take you around the bay. They're very popular for tourists. This road that we're on is called the Corniche. The Corniche is the waterfront boulevard. It goes all the way around to where the skyscrapers are.
It's okay. one. It's a good thing I'm here. Ayan. Let's return again. Ooh, hi guys. Ayan. Hello. Hi guys. Hello. Oh, where the bus is begin. It's coming. It's finished our picture taking. Uy guys, ayan. Hello everyone. Then, wait, one more.
For example, are very important figures in Islam. So you've got Adam, Eve, Noah, Moses, Abraham, Isaac, and on to Jesus. Jesus is a very important prophet in Islam. And in Arabic, you say the name Jesus, Isa. Isa is usually transliterated as ESSA or ISSA, so it looks a lot different from JESUS. So, Islam is the newest of the three religions. In the year 610, the angel Gabriel came down and started revealing the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. So in the year 610 is really when Islam started. Now I just want to say, in 610, people didn't have wristwatches. They didn't have clocks. And it was an obligation of a devout Muslim to pray 5 times a day. Now I want you to look at this building. It's at about 11 o'clock out the left-hand side of the bus. That building is a mosque. It's the Islamic Cultural Center. And that mosque is modeled after the minaret of a famous mosque in Samarra, Iraq. Now the minaret is the tower that is alongside a mosque, and there can be one tower, there can be 6 minarets, the number doesn't really matter. But the purpose of those minarets was so in the times when they didn't have clocks and watches, somebody in a community called the muezzin would be in charge of keeping track of the time, watching the transit of the sun, and letting people know when it was time to pray by climbing up into the minaret and shouting, "Hey, it's time to pray," basically. Okay? So that's a physical feature of every mosque, the minaret. And there's a second physical feature, and I'll talk about that later. So what's going to happen now is Souk Waqif, we're going to turn left, and we'll be in between Souk Waqif on our left and the Emiri Diwan on our right. See this big building on the left-hand side? That's the Emiri Diwan. It's the seat of government. It's like the Qatari White House, or the House of Parliament. So this is where Sheikh Tamim and his father Sheikh Hamad have their offices, and where they receive all important visitors. There's a camel racetrack out of town. If you ever have the opportunity to go visit one of the races, it's it's well worth your time. What else can I tell you about camels? If someone tells you, "Oh, you have a memory like a camels also have 3.
Hello. That's why you need to watch our stuff. It's close here. Oh, there's a lot of this one, guys. Yeah, there's a USB port in every seat. Okay.
All right, so shall we go see the falcons?
No, it's the one I am.
There are two hung ones.
Dromedary. So you're hobbling means that their front feet are tied together, and they do that because camels can run very fast. They can run as fast as a horse, and we wouldn't want one to get loose in the market. That would be that'd be very exciting, but probably a bad idea. Hello. Please watch your step here. It's a little uneven. Only hospital in the world. So this hospital, you can't take your parakeet or your duck or any other birds to this hospital. It's only for the falcons. Okay. Now, falconry, Qatar has a long history of falconry. I mean, for 10,000 years, people have used falcons to hunt. And in Qatar, way back when, they used them to hunt because they needed food. They needed them to help capture food. Now, that's not an issue. Now it's a sport. It's considered a heritage sport. And they have races every year in January. There's a festival in the desert where they race the birds. They race Saluki dogs, which are like greyhounds. So it's got a long history of this, and the government strongly supports these heritage activities, and the government built this hospital. The most interesting thing for me in this hospital is a piece of furniture, big, long, low piece of furniture, has lots of drawers in it. Those drawers all contain a different number of feathers. So in a falcon's wing, they've got feathers numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if your falcon somehow damages a feather, they lose a feather, you can bring it to the hospital. They'll go to, if it's feather number 4, they'll go to the feather number 4 drawer. We'll have to find the one that matches in the color, and they'll to make it simple, they'll super glue it in place. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So we're going to walk up there. You can take a look into the waiting area of the hospital. They do have a little museum there. If you have time when you come back and you're really interested, you could visit that. But I think is interesting are the perches that they have for the birds in the waiting room, and then seats for people. After that, we're going to go into one of the shops, and we'll see some falcons up close. Okay? So follow me, watch your steps, and stay together. nice. They put the birds out here in the sunlight because birds, like people, need sunlight to metabolize vitamin D. So they need to spend some time outdoors. We're going to go up here and to the left and into the first shop. Okay, because this shop is my favorite shop because it not only has beautiful falcons, it's got a very nice collection of Arabic coffee pots. It's very picturesque. Okay.
Thank you. Oh, it's cold here.
Look at this.
Hello, birdie.
So come on in. You can go that way or this way.
That's called balcony.
So, I ask every group this, which one of these birds do you think is the most beautiful? The white one. Oh, invariably people choose the white one. That's right. So that would be the most expensive bird. You can get a kestrel. A kestrel is a small falcon for maybe $300. And then the price just goes up, up, up. This one, I asked, at $20,000. Okay. But 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had a festival, falconry and hunting festival here. They had 40 birds up for auction. So they had an iPad next to every bird so you could place your bid. And the winning bid for the most expensive bird was 800,000 reals, which is $210,000. It's one bird. Yeah. Now you notice most of the birds are wearing one of these. This is called a burqa. Burqa just means cover. Okay? And the burqa covers their eyes. Now they get lots of information about the world coming into them. They have incredible eyes. They not only have incredible eyesight that's 8 times what a human's eyesight is as far as acuity goes, but it also, they can see colors in the ultraviolet spectrum. So those are colors that we can't see, but they can. So I mean, all this information is coming, all these strange people. Maybe that makes me a little nervous. If you put this on, they get very calm. So burqas. And I often recommend if you're looking for something really unique as a souvenir here, these come in different sizes. You can ask for the largest size and do what I did. I have this on the gear shift of my car. Are there any questions?
प्राइस से तो मैंने फोन किया था सुबह में बता दिया आज और रात के
You know, they live longer in captivity, they're twice as long as they would live. Only about 10% of the birds in the wild survive their first year of life. Then if they survive that, the average length of the life is 15 years in the wild, 30 years not in the wild.
就偏重，就比如说，因为你前后比如说可以偏两个，因为在这个项目比如说整个我们再装毛豆6种，那你结扎毛豆的话是10个人，它就不用对。如果你比如说你半个位置装结扎，你半个位置装相机，这样就偏重。然后你比如说这样。
It's taking video.
怕偏重，偏重它到时候就在调整。
That's called a wind tower. And a wind is typical of desert areas in the Middle East. How it works is it's kind of a primitive air conditioning system. So whichever way the wind is coming, it gets caught here and pushes down into the building. So it pushes cold air down into the building and the hot air up out the other side. So this building, this extra thing, would have been a home or someone who is wealthy, because they would have to be able to afford the labor and the materials to build this extra thing onto their house. So now we're going to go through the market. We're going to cut through, straight through here, and along the way there's some interesting things. This particular part of the market has a lot of household goods, kitchenware. In particular, I'm going to point out pots that are like this big, and they have trays that are taller than my hand, so you don't see those every day. All right, follow me.
Here in the market of Qatar. It's an old market here.
पेपर कौन निकालता है जो जरूरत है वही
There's a good one. I need to boggle my tour. I cannot take picture more. We are here now.
I'll talk about Ramadan later, but during the holy month, some families set up tents where they feed hundreds of people every night. So they need big pots for that. I don't know if you've noticed a couple of men that we've gone by. They have on maroon vests that have something written in Arabic and a number on it, and they have a wheelbarrow. Have you seen? Well, what you'll see men with wheelbarrows. They're called hamalis, and that means porters. So they're carry your things. You can hire one. Come shop with me, and they'll go along next to you while you put your rice in the wheelbarrow, and you put your fabric or whatever you're buying, and they'll take it to your car. So I think that's kind of cool. All right, let's continue on.
think it's finished already. Here is the last stop. Very market, it's so nice. It's arranged.
Please come gather around here, come in close so we don't block the alleyway. Please come here so we don't block the alleyway. Come close. Don't be afraid of me. Are you afraid of me? Please come here. Come closer. Okay, I have some questions for you. first question is, what are these? That's right. These are dried lemons. I know they look like nuts, right? This is sun-dried, that's why it's bleached, and this is oven-dried. And they use these in stews. You can throw it into a pot with some meat, gives a nice flavor. You can throw it into your rice cooker. It'll give you to rehydrate and give some flavor, so lemons. Now, I have another question for you. What did the three kings bring to the baby Jesus? You know, there's Jesus, so it had to be something very valuable, right? What would have been valuable way, way back when? Any ideas? Okay, well, I'll tell you. Gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Okay, gold, everybody knows what gold is, but not everybody knows what frankincense and myrrh are. I didn't know, okay? But I can tell you, this is frankincense, and this is myrrh. Okay, what this is tree sap. It's dried tree sap and very aromatic. So when you heat it, it gives off nice smell. But it's not just for the smell. It's been proven that using this reduces the amount of bacteria in the air. They clean the air as well as perfuming it. So that's pretty amazing. They also have medicinal properties and calming. You can't smell it until you heat it. You can make perfume out of it as well. But mostly they use it for bakhur, for incense. So most of these things here are different kinds of bakhur, different kinds of incense. Yeah. So in a typical Qatari household, and I've lived with a Qatari family for a while, they take a disc of charcoal, they light it on fire, right? Then they put a piece of incense on top, and then they go around every room in the house to make sure it smells nice. It's so important. Smell is so important. You know, it's at traffic lights, you can see men taking their cologne. They keep cologne in the cars. The ladies will put this under their hair, put it under their clothes, under their abayas. So smell is really important. And if you're interested, I can show you something I think is funny. There's a shop down here that sells incense burners for your car. You know, they plug into the lighter, and you, yeah. I can show you if you want. Nice. One other thing, this.
Ayan guys, sa mga gustong mag-tour, ito yung sinakay namin bus.
About that circle that's on the island that turns into the FIFA logo, because it's getting there. It's almost there to the figure 8. On the left, we have a structure that is only used once a year. It's the VL. Ori the Oryx was the mascot of the 2006 Asian Games that Qatar hosted. On the left, we have an artwork by Jeff Koons. It's a dugong. Inflated, it's a temporary sculpture. Now, what I'd like to point out about the architecture is you look at all these buildings. They have, many of them have overlays on the outside of the building. Now, some of them are well, they're all artistic and ornamentation to make the buildings look nicer, but they serve a very practical purpose. These buildings, there are even schools in the downtown. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about the national dress. Qatari men, you've seen Qatari men's national dress is that their egal, that is that double rope that I talked about, has 4 tassels that hang down the back. I think those are very elegant. I love those tassels. Okay, so back to those twin towers that I was talking about, those are at the entrance. So just before we get off the bus, look at the side of the mosque here. Do you see what I was talking about? The mihrab? Which way is Did some people stay on the bus? Alright, so what I wanted to show you here is when people come to the mosque to pray, they have to perform wudu before they go in. They have to do the ritual cleansing. They have to wash, okay? Which leads me to my survival travel tip for the Arab world. If you need a toilet, look for a minaret.
So, ready to go? Okay, let me go make sure.
What you should do is read the Quran, pray, reflect on yourself, reflect on your world, on your actions, practice self-control, practice generosity. Things that you shouldn't do during the daytime in Ramadan. So from years and years ago, you would have to, depending on where you lived, you'd have to cross oceans and mountains and deserts and seas, and it would take a long time and a lot of money and a lot of energy. They all came down sick. So they went to their health center, they got tested, they tested positive. The health center told them, go home, pack your bags for 2 weeks, which they did. Then they sent a van to pick them up. They took them to the Center for Communicable Diseases. They did a little further testing of them, and then they put them in a quarantine hotel. Qatar had contracted to look a bit like the Ibn Tulum mosque in Cairo, Egypt. Okay, it's also a very well-known mosque.
Tapos na po yung tour. Dito sa airport.
On top of every section. Okay, let's go. You have your boarding passes? Yeah?
So heavy. Hi guys, nandito na po kami sa Qatar. Ako nga pala, ako yun. Kasi yung mga kasama ko na sila. Sa Pilar. Ayan. The big teddy bear. Here. Picture ako na sa big teddy bear niya. Napagod dito ako sa maghapon ng tour ko. Ngayon, ito na. Kaya magpipicture na tayo sa big teddy bear. Ganda ng ng Qatar Airport. Qatar Airport. Ganda yun. Daming boutique. Yung main attraction